Alright, so part 2 of chapter 8.6 is factoring out a monomial first. Sometimes you don't have to use the MAC method. Sometimes you can just factor out a monomial, and sometimes you have to do both. So we're going to practice factoring out a monomial first. Go back to, if you can't remember the GCF, how to factor out a GCF, go back and watch that video. But what you do is you look and you see, is there a common factor between 18, 33, and 12? And I'm willing to bet that 3 will divide into all of them. So I'm going to factor out a GCF of 3. And that's going to go out front, and I'm going to divide it out of everything. So 18 divided by 3 is 6. 33 divided by 3 is 11. And 12 divided by 3 is 4. And then always check to make sure, is there another GCF you can pull out? Because sometimes you don't pick the highest. And now that you've done that, now you're going to factor this part, but you always still leave the 3 out front. So when you factor this, since the first number is not 1, you're going to have to do the MAC method. Remember? Multiply A and C. And I'm actually going to rewrite this. Leave the 3 out front, but I'm going to rewrite it after I multiply A and C. So it's going to be 6x squared minus 11x plus 6 times 4 is 24. Now I'm going to factor. Same thing as we were doing for the MAC method. If you don't remember that, definitely go back and watch it. You put that in the front. That since the signs are minus plus, your signs are going to be minus, minus. What multiplies to give you 24, but adds to give you 11. 24 is going to be 6 and 4, but that adds to give you 10, so it's not that. 8 and 3, and that adds to give you 11, so there you go. 8 and 3. And don't forget the dividing part. Now you have to divide out the first number. Since 8 or 3 are divisible by 6, you're going to divide by the factors of 6, which are 2 and 3. Leave the 3 out front the whole time. It just goes all the way down. 6x divided by 2 is 3x. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 6x divided by 3 is 2x. 3 divided by 3 is 1. And there's your answer. Let's try it again. Is there a GCF here? 8, 36, and 20. I bet 4 will go into all of them, so I'm going to write a 4 out front. Divide it out, and I get 2x squared minus 9, 8. What's wrong with me? 9x minus 5. Now I do the MAC method, but remember you keep the 4 out front. So I'm going to multiply A and C, and I get 2x squared minus 9x minus 10. Leave the 2x out front. What multiplies to give you negative 10, but adds to give you negative 9. Since the last number is negative, your signs are going to be different. Since the middle number is negative, your bigger number is going to be negative. So I'm going to multiply to get 10. It's like 5 and 2, or 10 and 1. Bigger number has to be negative. Add them and see what I get. I'm supposed to get 9. Negative 5 plus 2 is 3, negative 3. Negative 10 plus 1 is negative 9. So it must be this one. It must be negative 10, positive 1. Don't forget to divide the A out. So we're going to divide one of these by 2. So it must be this one. So 4, then 2x plus 1, and then x minus 5. want you to pause the video, go back and watch it if you need to see some more examples. I want you to do these 4 guided questions on a separate sheet of paper. You make sure you show every step of your work if you want credit for it. Have it ready to turn in to me tomorrow. And if you have any questions, you can contact me in any of the methods I have here.